Welcome to the energy update for the week of April 26th, 2021. I am JJ, and this is Activations with JJ, a podcast and show that helps people as they go through ascension and expansion and all things spiritual that are helping them to experience the world in a more high vibrational state. And I am so glad that you came to join me today. I am excited for this week's update. I usually prepare for the update just a little bit before and try to tap into the energy that I feel like would be best for everybody who's listening, because we are co-creating. And so as we all set the intention to receive the information that we need for this week, I'll just invite you to take a nice deep breath and integrate the feeling of receiving into your body. Of course, acknowledging that this is something voluntary. This is not force. It's all because you have choice and sovereignty. And I want to share a little message before I connect with the energy that I've chosen for this week. Previous to recording this particular episode, I saw an image on Instagram, and it was representative of the violet flame. Many of you already know what the violet flame is, and I am not by any means an expert on it. Although I do have experience with different colors that are not in this realm, being clairvoyant and, astral traveling, astral projection, you can kind of go through different dimensions and see different things. Colors being one of them. Sometimes it's just a bunch of colors floating around you, and many people refer to the violet flame as a cleansing flame, one that can shift you into a higher vibration. And as I was thinking about connecting with something related to the violet flame, because I was like, well, do I connect with the violet flame, or do I connect with an angel or something that's related to the violet flame? I ended up looking up the information on the internet, although I probably could have just intuited it. I think it's just by nature sometimes we head on over to Google. And I realized that many people believe that Saint Germain is connected to the violet flame. And Saint Germain, as some of you might already know, is an ascended master, considered to be an ascended master, along with Buddha and Jesus Christ. So I think it was 2 weeks ago, I channeled Lord Sananda. So I think they're pretty much on the same level there. I can find out more when we connect, but I'm not sure that it's necessarily pertinent. And interestingly enough, on this website, it was talking about how the violet flame helps you shift from darkness to light or negative to positive. It was kind of emphasizing that. And as I was reading it, I immediately corrected in my mind the phrases that they were using. I don't dismiss what they said, because I do believe on a certain level, on a certain dimension, particularly Earth, as you know, was designed to be a dichotomy. But the truth of all things is that all things are one. So dark is light, positive and negative are one, high and low vibration are all one. It's all part of source. So as we kind of get those judgments in our mind, like a lot of times the violet flame is talked about in forgiveness and moving from a low to a high, I do want to remind you that my particular intention for bringing through this energy is not necessarily to say to you, you have things that you need to correct or be cleansed from, because I don't believe you're quote unquote like dirty or negative or bad. I think that sometimes in this life and on this planet, a lot is emphasized with regards to religion and needing the forgiveness. So my personal opinion, and you can disagree with me, that's fine, is that everything that we go through is for experience and expansion. So whether we go through something negative or positive, it's all for experience and expansion. This is obviously a pretty hard topic to discuss, especially if you've had a really, really hard life. And so I completely understand if that can be triggering to you to think that you agreed to or invited that, or that it's helping you. in some way. But I do encourage you to read Dolores Cannon's books, particularly the Convoluted Universe, books 1 through 5, because as she takes people into hypnosis, many times their subconscious, or what I like to call higher self, comes through and explains to Dolores and to them, because it's recorded and they'll listen to it later, that their seemingly negative situations in life, their trials, their challenges, their hardships, were all part of what they agreed to do because they wanted to have that experience. So before we head into this violet flame update, I guess you could say, I'm kind of connecting with possibly Saint Germain. I'm not 100% sure what will come through, but I'm setting the intention to connect with the energy of the violet flame and inviting whatever it is that it wants to call itself, because as you guys know, they don't necessarily need the name, but I did refer to a couple of weeks ago how the name is sort of an entry point to connect with the energy, so the name is not a bad thing. That the intention, again, is not necessarily to bring you from a bad person to a good person in a nutshell, but really to just expand from where you are, to invite you to come into a place of expansion, experience. If you want to be in a higher vibration, that's completely fine. It's all part of an experience. So as we can continue forward, let's just settle into where we're sitting, we're laying down. Many of you know that my energy updates, all of my podcasts end up being almost an activation meditation / podcast. And that's why I like to include music, because I think the vibration of the music also helps us to surrender and receive the message better. I feel like I need to let everyone know that's listening that if you don't feel ready for this message, it's okay not to listen to the rest of it. But you can listen to your own intuition and your higher self and know if this is something that is going to be for your greatest and highest good. So take some time to tap in there, because we get into a mode of consuming everything that's thrown in front of us. And I believe it's really important to discern and to be aware of what we are receiving or what we are co-creating. So take a deep breath here, take some time to do that, and or settle into the place where you're at. Visualizing the violet flame. And as we visualize that color, the energy comes through. I am Saint Germain, a doorway to the violet flame which you seek. An energy which has a specific function and which can assist with ascension, if that be your path. I would like to affirm what JJ commented on. I am by no means a judge of the path which you choose to take, but for those who are seeking the path of the violet flame, I am here as a way shower, as a guide, as an emissary, as a representative. Because some of my soul aspects have experienced life on the planet Earth, I am well equipped to communicate to you some of the tips, information, and knowledge that you may need to obtain a deeper connection with the violet flame. As I know, these particular updates request 3 items. I would be happy to provide those. The first is that what you are looking for is not always where you think you'll find it. What you are looking for often comes in the most surprising way and can be discovered in places that you never thought possible. I would now like to pass my hand over your eyes to reveal to you more information visually regarding this statement that I just made. Take some time to allow to come into your view the answers and the hiding places of the things you are seeking. Again, noticing that it is not necessarily where you've been looking for it. The second item I would like to comment on is actually an activation, and so I invite you to imagine a thick blanket of obscurity, of darkness, coming over your body in a very comforting way. Darkness is not always to be feared. Just as the blanket of night covers parts of the earth, allow this blanket to cover you, to provide you with a feeling of security. And begin to become aware of the blanket transforming in color into a deep dark purple. And then increasing in brightness, increasing in light, until your body is calibrated to the color of the violet flame. The blanket now glowing, again surrounding you. And as you gaze in your mind's eye, all around your body you see this bright purple light. Now moving into the third portion of this update, which is also an activation. I invite you to allow the light which exists outside of you to now come forth from the very center of your being, in particular the head area of your body. Almost as if your body were a candle and the flame were at the top of your head. Beginning there and descending down your entire body until your entire body is lit with the light of the violet flame. And I would like to invite you to notice this is a very natural feeling for you. It's very natural for your body to connect with this energy, for it is an energy that is very close to Source, of which you are a part, to which you are forever connected, and from which you can never be detached. You are one. It is this simple reminder that will shift all human beings into a state of peace and tranquility, into a state of common brotherhood, into a state of collective happiness, into a state of abundance and prosperity. Thank you for allowing me to convey this message. You may begin to release the activation when it feels comfortable and right for you. You might begin to wiggle your body here because I'm beginning to release the meditation. If you would like to stay in that connection, please feel free to pause this episode and just stay there for a moment. Thank you so much, as always, for participating in this particular energy update and co-creating with me. The violet flame within me honors the violet flame within you. Namaste.